Decide for yourself. The downsides of the CEO. Self-model. Imagine living with a tiny executive sitting behind your eyes. Suit, tie, and all. Making every decision, evaluating every thought, signing off on every emotion before it's allowed to exist. That's the model most of us unconsciously accept. The CEO self. A single, autonomous executive who manages the mind like a company. Efficient. Responsible. Always in charge. But here's the twist. The more you identify with that internal CEO, the more you begin to suffer from the same ailments that plague every overworked executive. Burnout, control anxiety, and the illusion that everything depends on you. Let's unpack that. The CEO self-model assumes that there's a centralized commander directing all mental traffic, deciding what you feel, think, or do. It's comforting. It explains why we say, "I decided," or "I made a mistake." But neuroscience tells a different story. Decisions don't arise from a single control room. They emerge from the simultaneous activity of countless distributed processes. Some emotional, some cognitive, many completely unconscious. The so-called decider is more like a spokesperson taking credit for actions that the team has already completed. Yet, we cling to this model. Because without it, who's steering the ship? The idea of a decentralized, self-organizing mind is unnerving. So we invent a CEO to make sense of the chaos. And in doing so, we create an impossible job description. Manage every thought, suppress every distraction, and maintain total control. Inevitably, the system collapses. When the CEO self can't stop intrusive thoughts or control emotions, we feel like failures, like bad managers of our own minds. Every bout of sadness or confusion becomes a performance review. Anxiety rises, self-criticism grows sharper, and spontaneity starts to look dangerous. After all, what CEO wants surprise? But creativity, compassion, and joy are surprise. They emerge from the parts of the mind that refuse to obey the org chart. The CEO self doesn't nurture them. It tries to schedule them. And that's where the suffering begins. On a cultural level, the CEO self mirrors the world we've built. Command and control. Metrics. Optimization. We reward people who appear in charge of themselves, as if the mind were a corporation to be run for quarterly profit. In doing so, we forget that human life is collaborative, emergent, and participatory. The real intelligence of the mind doesn't reside in the CEO's office. It lives in the network, in the give and take of perception, emotion, and action. Spiritually, the consequences are even deeper. The CEO self reifies the illusion of permanence. It turns the process of living into a project of management. Buddhism and many contemplative traditions point out that the self isn't a fixed entity at all. It's a stream, a pattern, a conversation among conditions. To hold on to the idea of an autonomous CEO is to resist the reality of impermanence. And resistance is the birthplace of suffering. So what happens when the CEO resigns? When the executive illusion steps aside? Paradoxically, everything begins to function more smoothly. Thought and action realign with circumstance. Attention flows where it's needed. The bureaucracy of control dissolves into a kind of natural order. An order that doesn't need a manager. You don't lose yourself when the CEO steps down. You rediscover the wider intelligence that was always running the show. The intelligence of life itself. Decide for yourself. Is it really you who's deciding? Or has the mind been running just fine all along, waiting for the CEO to finally let go of the wheel?